Welcome back, you potion-chugging pathfinders. With the recent hotfix 69.1, here is the reason the Barbarian is your go-to for PvE, PvP, and ED, you 58-year-old nerds. In the latest hotfix, the dungeon lords over at Ironnmace have raised the base stats for all gear such as strength, vigor, will, etc. to its highest level of 5 across all loot types. So whether you got yourself a legendary or an uncommon pair of boots with the fur, for example, they will both have the maximum base stat. Now, why does this matter for Barbarian? Well, this is like an old Polaroid, folks. You gotta let these things develop. So with the base stat change, Barbarians themselves got a huge boost. Barbarian's base strength is now 25, and if that's not enough, let's add some more reasons why you should be running to use a Barbarian. Barbarian's axe specialization, additional weapon damage changed from 3 to 5. And Barbarian's rage got boosted by 5%, and physical damage reduction penalty changed from 15% to negative 25%. Now, being that this is early on in the stages of this hotfix, there is probably a million better Barbarian builds out there, but this is the one so far that I have found the most success with. With this boost of strength, you shouldn't be afraid to just push that gas pedal down and just start swinging that axe for the fences, people. If you use Barbarian, you should be bullying people right now. Starting off, let's head to our Ride or Die Squire and gear up. I like to run double axe for big damage and felling axe to keep some speed. Next, I use the following armor: Norman nasal helm, riveted gloves, loose trousers, and heavy boots.
Wait, dude, you didn't put a chest piece on, my dude.
Look at it. Let me explain why. So yes, you could put on a padded tunic, which would boost your strength by 5, and would boost your armor rating by 35. And that would give you more protection, right? Yeah, it would. But the bad part is that we're going to be sacrificing some speed for that. Now, as badly as we want to create a Barbarian that can just one tap away, I find it very important not to forget agility and movement speed for an enormous amount of reasons. But the main one is that, in my opinion, PvP matches are often decided on a player's move speed and movement skills such as dodging, ducking, dipping, diving, and dodging. Strength can only get you so far if you are unable to connect or even catch up to your opponent. So moving away from the armor and weapons, we get into the perks and skills that I find to be the best. First up, we got Two-Hander. That's going to give us a 5% physical damage bonus and a 5% armor penetration bonus. Second, I go with Potion Chugger. If you aren't using Potion Chugger as a Barbarian, especially when you're soloing, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You get a 20% increased potency towards all your drinks. Get lucky, find a magical healing item in the dungeon, that's only going to make it work even better. Now next up is the skill that's going to take away your right to wear any chest piece, but in my opinion, it's going to be worth it. Throw on Savage and it's going to give you a 10% physical damage boost. I think this outweighs the little extra armor and strength you get from a chest piece. Plus, not wearing a chest is only going to improve your overall movement speed. And finally, I go with the axe specialization, giving us plus 5 weapon damage using axes. Now, skills are always interchangeable depending on your playstyle and what you're trying to achieve once you're down in a dungeon. But for the most part, I enjoy Rage and Savage Roar. Rage is a perfect gap closer with the speed boost, and Savage Roar is going to reduce your enemy's damage bonus by 30%, which basically balances out that missing chest piece, if you know what I'm sizzling. Unless it's another barb, you're already strong. So don't miss your swings. Now, another beautiful part about Dark and Darker is that your character skins also give you a stat boost. So if you want to run this Barbarian and feel a little bit more tanking, I suggest using the Lizard or the Werewolf if you have them. Now, if you want to be
Fast as fuck, boy.
I personally suggest the Panther because it's going to give you a plus 2 agility stat boost. Now, my overall stats are as listed. With strength, we got 37, vigor 27, agility 20, dexterity 12, and the other ones truly don't matter, such as will, knowledge, and resourcefulness. But my health is sitting at 129. Next up, you can see my move speed, action speed, headshot reduction, and projectile damage reduction. And finally, we have our physical damage reduction, armor rating, our magic resistance, physical power bonus, and our physical power. Now, I try to stay away as much as possible from looking these kind of things up on creating the best builds for these types of games. There is something fun about trying to figure these things out through trial and error. And of course, everyone's build that you look up isn't going to make you instantly better at the video game. Not this one, not Call of Duty, none of them. Getting better at any game, of course, comes from putting in thousands of hours into the dungeon instead of with your wife and 2 kids, Stephanie and Margaret, maybe? I don't know. Whatever their mom named them. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe in the dungeon, and as always, be sure to tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your grandma, tell your grandpa, tell your uncle, tell your auntie, tell your prima y prima to hit that sub, that like, that bell notification so you know when I post videos, and leave a comment and let me know what you think of this Barbarian build. Also, as always,